This is big. This is very big. This video marks the return of one of our favorite content pieces around here, eBay unboxings. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, but Greg, you've never done an eBay unboxing before. Oh, but I have. If you were to go to this channel and you go back to my oldest videos, all the way back to 2019 in fact, you'll see that I did not private one of my first videos, and that video is an eBay unboxing. And in the title, if you read very closely, you'll see that it says eBay unboxing number 1. Well, guess what? This is eBay unboxing number 2. Let's go! So, in this one, I am a little bit sorry to some of you guys who are video game centric here. I know that's what the channel focuses on. A lot of this box is PSA stuff. I did not realize how much I actually bought over the past 3 months. Now, some of the games do appear at the front. There's some good stuff in there, but just as a forewarning, there is a lot of cards. I actually also scratched one of the PSA cards using a box cutter, so you're gonna want to see that. And if you have any suggestions for how you'd like to see a future unboxing done, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear. Like I said, this is only unboxing number 2, so it can only get better from here. The next one will probably be done live. If you're into that kind of thing, let me know in the comments. And yeah, any other suggestions you have for it. Also, if you don't stay around for the whole unboxing, make sure to still hit the thumbs up button. It helps out the channel, and I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it here. And you can probably already see that this box I have is far too big for the filming station I set up. I'll put it in the other camera here so you can see. So, quite a sizable package here. And whilst I cut into this here, let's tell you guys why I only get my mail every 3 months. So if you don't already follow the Instagram, or if you missed it, I live in Canada. So I am a Canadian collector, and as such, I am stuck using ebay.ca, which is terrible. So I have a friend in the United States that I send my eBay packages to, and then he will package them all up into bigger boxes, and he'll ship them to me. Now, I do pay him for this service, because without him, I would be completely screwed. If any other Canadians are watching, I'm sure you can attest to how bad it is to use ebay.ca. The shipping fees are insane. The amount of selection is nil, if non-existent. I'm just gonna put this down on the ground here and pick out some of the items from inside of it. But yeah, no, using ebay.ca versus .com is actually impossible. The day he stops doing this for me, I will have to find another means of doing it. And I know services do exist, such as Get It Shipped or other ones for Canadians, where you can start up mailboxes and you can then get everything shipped to the service and they will forward you it all to your Canadian address. But first item. First item's a good one. This is already one that I forgot I owned. And this is the crazy thing, right? Is I bought this 2 months ago. Like I genuinely forget about a lot of the items that come in. So this is a Pokemon Ruby, and it's not sealed. It is opened at the top here. You can see there's a little bit of wear opened at the top. I assume it's a fully complete copy. You can see right here on the ridging there too, a little bit of creasing on the opening flap. Since I can no longer afford a sealed Pokemon Ruby, I thought getting a very nice complete in box one is a pretty good substitute, honestly. There you can see, cartridge is still in the little baggie. Manual is absolutely crisp when you get it in the reflection there. You can see no crinkles, no nothing. Really nice. And you know, a little bit of extra pamphlets in there. So that's super awesome. That is absolutely an upgrade. I think I got this at 175 bin. I'm pretty sure. Most everything I buy will come from eBay, and it will either be a straight up bin, a newly listed buy it now auction, or it will be an auction that just got listed, but it will be, they'll allow the offer on it. So it will say starting bid 99 cents or best offer, and that is where you get your items. I'm genuinely, again, not sure what this is. What I was saying though, with the best offer option, if that is on a listing, make sure you always send in an offer. Just send one in that's lower than the actual going rate, you know what I mean? if you send in a fair-ish offer, it depends what kind of seller you're dealing with, but a lot of people don't know. And they'll actually just accept your lowball offer. Now, I'm not saying just go out to run around and lowball everyone, but if you're on eBay a lot and you see these newly listed auctions, definitely go and try to take advantage of them. Oh, this is a random item. Okay, this is niche. This one's just for me. Iron Man magazine. I think this is 1970 issue of Iron Man magazine featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger on the cover. And you can see at the bottom here, Mr. Universe, Mr. World, and Mr. Olympia. As far as I could find, this is the first issue that features him as Mr. Olympia on the cover. Make of it what you will. That's just a nice little personal item I got. I forgot I bought this too. It was something like $10 or $20, and how can I say no to an Arnold magazine, right? Okay, next box. Let's see what we got. And this is also, being in Canada, when he supplies me with USPS boxes, mwah, perfect. Absolutely what I need in order to continue doing what I do. Albeit they're kind of difficult though to open. Like, is there a better way? I just kind of ripped them and I don't know, it feels like I'm hurting it almost. Okay, this is a good sign. He double boxed this one, so there's something good in here. You know that if he busts out the double boxing, that we're getting into some good stuff. But now again, with this one, I have to peel it up again. I'm sure someone in the comment section is going to be like, Greg, you can actually open the USPS boxes without mangling them. But Greg doesn't care about that. Oh, Pokemon again. So this one again, actually, much like the Ruby, this came as a bin. I buy it now on eBay. This was a newly listed one. And, sorry, show you guys. Pokemon Red. Again, not sealed. As much as Greg comes off like a big high-end collector, I've been completely priced out of sealed Pokemon, so. Getting these complete in box ones, though, in nice condition is fantastic. And you can also see, we got Sandshrew screenshot. For those who don't know, Sandshrew screenshots, I can't say that, came first. And after that, it was updated to be Pidgey, because you actually can't catch Sandshrew in either Pokemon Blue or Red. It's one of the two. So Blue and Red shared the exact same back of the game, but then they updated it to Pidgey and Rattata because those Pokemon actually are available in both Pokemon Red and Blue. So yeah, this is, see this sticker here? In an upcoming video, I'm gonna show you how easily that can be removed and what I use to get rid of it. But I don't really even wanna, we'll check contents quick. If I can, I will grade this. I know it's only complete in box red, but to grade a nice red first print that'd be awesome. And oddly enough, I opened it from the top and you can see that it is impossible to get the cartridge out. Which must be why they split it at the top and then they also split it at the bottom. Because I guess they did the same exact thing. They did the same thing I did. Okay. That's crisp. That bottom of the box did not want to open. You can see that there's no, see that? No crease lines on that or anything. Now, I don't know what they have here. Some extra pamphlets that come with the game. Pokemon Red manual. And you can see, right, like that is, when you're talking about grading this stuff, you can see all the crinkles in the light there. That is all wear and damage, unfortunately. Obviously, it's subtle. It's subtle damage, right? A lot of people would just call it near mint anyway, but once you get into those grading categories, it all matters. Oh, and the cartridge, which looks absolutely unused, actually. So that is, that's fantastic. Super excited about this one. I will, like I said, I'll probably be sending this one off for grading. Let me just get this closed back up. So far we got two amazing upgrades so far. Love that. Love that so much. Let me go in again. Okay, another box here. This time we got PS2, GameCube, don't know. Let's see what we got. This time I didn't have to rip open the Usps box, so that's nice. These ones are cool here. Let me just slice it open. A couple of factory sealed PS2 games. You might have been able to see them already. These are wrapped so damn tight. Like, I need to take out the cut, but I really don't want to risk. I don't want to risk cutting the PS2 seals. Alright, I know at least some of you played these games growing up. We got Lord of the Rings. We'll start with this one. This is a better one anyway. The Two Towers, factory sealed. You know, it's always easy with PS2 games when they actually do have the security tab at the top. It makes it so easy to know it's authentic. And then the other one, the Fellowship of the Rings. Or the Fellowship of the Ring, sorry. Don't chastise me. So that's awesome. Not really that expensive, but they're ones that really, they resonate with nostalgia for me, so I wanted to pick them up. Well, you still can. Who knows what's going to come in the future with how game collecting's going and everything, but thought I'd grab them, pick them up. Both Lord of the Rings games. At some point, I'll hope to get the Return of the King as well. Oh, okay. This time we got actually a decent-sized Usps box here. So inside of here, you can tell there's already like 5 pounds of stuff. So this one's going to be nicely tucked, nicely packed. I'm excited. We haven't seen any PSA stuff yet. I'm surprised. If I remembered right, there was a lot of PSA in... Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this. You can see already. We're into the PSA stuff. So let's see what we got. We got Beckett. Gross. I agree. We are PSA family here. Oh my god. I think this is all YuGiOh PSA. I mean, if you're not a YuGiOh guy, just fast forward this section and we'll get back to it. Okay. So we got all of this. This is all PSA and a little bit of Beckett in here. Let's just start with the first one. Which just happens to be Beckett. Gross. Now I got into PSA collecting just in 2020 actually, be it a product of Corona or whatever, but I had already done Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon collecting in 2015, 2016, and I mean I've done it my whole life as well, right? I was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon kid, but I did it a little bit in 2015, 2016, started putting together a base set, putting together Jungle Fossil, all the WotC. Yu-Gi-Oh! I started buying up all the holos, first editions of the first 7 sets, which are generally what's considered vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! You go from Legends of Blue Eyes up to Ancient Sanctuary, and then you enter into the GX and the rarity change, which introduced Ultimate Rare. So I like to collect those first 7 sets. I did Yu-Gi-Oh! Up into the GX era, but it's kind of where I started to fall off, the nostalgia lessons. You know how it is. But these first 7 sets are really, you know, what resonates with me. And I can't open this. I failed. I hope they all aren't like this, or we are not finishing tonight. All right. 2, that's it? These Beckett cases are huge compared to PSA. They're so thick. These are the first ones I've ever handled. So first up, we got an 8.5 mirror wall, first edition. Pharaoh's Servant. Very cool, very nice. Now you're gonna see a lot of these Agent of Mars from Ancient Sanctuary, I believe. You're going to see with a lot of these ones of the Yu-Gi-Oh, these ones aren't going to be the highest of grades, but there was a lister on eBay who, I mean, this is how I achieve and collect a lot of what I do. So there was a seller on eBay, and I was just hanging out on eBay. I do this, I just keep refreshing eBay endlessly. I have my search terms, and they're extremely broad, and I will refresh them maybe 200, 300 times a day. Depends what kind of mood I'm in, you know? But I saw a Yu-Gi-Oh lister, and he put up a single item, and I bought it. And then I went to sell his other items. And there were a couple other items, and I bought them. And then, for the next 3 hours, I stayed on that seller's page and constantly refreshed as they listed one by one cards, and I bought almost all of them. Because as soon as you find an eBay seller that is listing under market and you notice that they have posted one item, 2 items, you know, you have to go check their completed listings. Maybe you already missed out on a couple, but you can then see if they are doing it. You can then sit there and refresh your phone endlessly and continue to buy as they continue to post. That's a lot of what I do. If you can clear out a seller doing that, it's incredible. Anyways, now we're at PSA Yu-Gi-Oh. So let's see what we got. Diffusion, first Ed 9. Oh, here's one of my actual favorites. Black Tyranno, first edition, Invasion of Chaos, only in an 8. And you wonder, why did I buy every single one of them, right? Mystical Knight of Jackal, first edition, again, only a PSA 8. Because he was posting these for about $19.99 to, I think the most I paid for any one of these cards was $39.99. Judgment of Anubis, the secret rare, in an 8, again. So even if, right, you're like, oh, they're PSA 8s and 9s, there's some super rares, some ultra rares, they're not that expensive. Well, I can't even grade a card for, what, $19.99? Coming from Canada, it's going to cost, well, especially with the PSA upgrades, with the PSA price increases, I can't even afford to grade any cards in Canada anymore. So, there we go. Legacy of Darkness 9 first. Fiend Skull Dragon. So to get these Yu-Gi-Oh cards for, you know, PSA 8s, PSA 9s for $19.99 each, it's basically like you got the card free and all you had to pay for was the grading. Marauding Captain, Ultra, in an 8. So it's just one of those things where even if I went to go put these back, oh, here's another one of my favorites actually, is Luster Dragon in an 8. Only a super rare, surprisingly. It always felt like a card that should have been an ultra. So even if I were to put these cards back on the market, like a PSA 8 first edition Luster Dragon is going to be $40, $50. Terror King Archfiend in a 9. Another card that really should have gotten the ultra treatment. Like, it made no sense that he's just a super. So, you know, Invader of Darkness, secret rare, in an 8. These are all in the PSA sleeves, so it's hard for me to get a good reflection of the holo. And Diffusion Wave Motion in a 7. And right, why did I buy it in a 7? It was $19.99. At $19.99, it's just too cheap. And I mean, really, a lot of this, it's personal collection stuff, right? I'm not looking to resell my PSA 8s and make $100, right? Oh, or resell it and make $20 on the sale. For a lot of those, if I can just have the PSA 8 by paying the price of grading, I'm super happy with that because I just like to have a lot of them. You know, I genuinely just collect vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! So a lot of the super rares and non-investment cards are ones that I just want to own. And that's A-okay. Whoo! Okay. Okay, switching gears here. We were looking at some cheap Yu-Gi-Oh! This one you could call an investment card. We have Thousand Eyes Restrict. PSA 10 Pharaoh Servant First Edition. An absolutely iconic monster card. Beautiful condition. That's the one that gets you right there. That other stuff was just, you know, cheap collector stuff. But once you get into the PSA 10 firsts of the iconic cards, then we're talking some actual value. I wonder if this is another one now. Oh, just Fiber Jar. Fiber Jar and a 9. Super nice ultra rare. This is one that my cousin actually pulled when I was younger, and I remember I traded him for it. So super awesome to get back one in PSA 9 first. I still have my personal one that I got from my cousin, but it's obviously not in gradable condition. Very few of my childhood stuff was gradable. Well, I mean, I don't know if any of my childhood stuff was gradable. Oh, I had Pokemon. I want to get back to Yu-Gi-Oh. More Yu-Gi-Oh. Another 10 pack of Yu-Gi-Oh here. Same seller still. I think I bought 33 cards from the same seller, and they came out to an average of 22. No. So I think I bought 33 cards from the same seller, and they came out to an average of about 30 US per card. And that was after paying my guy to ship them to me and everything. So I paid 30 US a card, and that's just impossible. That price doesn't exist. All right, another stack. These are probably cheaper ones again. The first Sarcophagus, Ancient Sanctuary, and a 9. Ancient Sanctuary was kind of a weak pack, honestly. Confiscation, a more iconic Magic Ruler card, also in a 9. Oh, here we go. An actual awesome card. Lava Golem, only in an 8, but again, just an iconic card used by Merrick, and one that I actually pulled when I was younger. First edition Secret Rare of Piranha Guardian, which is super, super, super cool. Fiend Skull Dragon, I think we already saw it in a 9. This one's an 8. Again, Luster Dragon in an 8. There we go, getting some better shine on Luster Dragon this time. And you know, I wasn't opposed to buying duplicates either, because like I said, if I pay $19.99 for that Luster Dragon, I can take it back to market and make 20, 30 bucks. That pays for one of the other cards I bought, and the cycle continues, right? Like how we saw the Mirror Wall in BGS. Now we have a PSA 8 Mirror Wall. Here's a cool one too. This is a video game card. Windstorm of Etiqua. It's got the prismatic rare pattern on it. Amazoness Archers, one of the cards that you'd definitely be disappointed if you pulled when you were younger. Might be the weakest holo card in the set. There we go. Nice iconic one, the Blue Eyes Ultimate. Only in PSA 6, nothing special. But wow, such a cool card. And Royal Command, an Ultra PSA 9, which pretty cool. If you thought we were done, you are wrong. We have more Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I said, if you're watching and you're not a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, just jump ahead. It's okay. I swear there's more stuff in here. This is just a big Yu-Gi-Oh ball. I'm glad we started with Pokemon so I could get people's attention. And then I lose everyone as soon as I swap over to Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll have to do like staggered boxes, like, okay, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh box, this is the Pokemon box in video games, and just chop them into different videos. I think this is it though. This should be the last Yu-Gi-Oh one. Another diffusion wave motion, this time in an 8. Millennium Golem Tournament Pack 7. Just one of those random cards. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories at all, or if you know of the game, it's in that game. So it kind of stands out for me. I grew up with Forbidden Memories. Royal Command again, in an 8 this time. Revival Jam, another super iconic card. PSA 8. I know if you guys watch, if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! You might already watch Solemn Yu-Gi-Oh! awesome Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and I know Revival Jam is one that he likes. Machine King Summer Tour promo. So this one's really cool. I've always been a Machine King fan, and then I actually just recently found out about this card. And when the seller listed it, I just binned it again, right? So that one's really, really cool. The Summer Tour promo was a European only thing, and they gave out so many of that card, so it wasn't in packs, wasn't in anything like that. So a little bit harder to get than a lot of other cards. Blast Held by Tribute, an ultra rare trap card from Dark Crisis in 9. Berserk Dragon in a 6, and I think I paid $16.99 for this card. Who wouldn't pay $16.99 for a super? I just like having the PSA cases. They're like little trophies. Dark Master's Orc in an 8. Easily one of the best supers. A card that really just should have been an Ultra again. A lot like the Terror King Archfiend. Swift Gaia. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh kid at all, you are well familiar with Swift Gaia. Seems like everybody had that growing up. And last one, again, a pretty weak super from Ancient Sanctuary, but it's in a 9, so I'll take it. Now I just need to go and move these Yu-Gi-Oh cards so we can continue. All right. We're swapping over to Pokemon. We got a Zapdos. And this one I'm super excited about. This again was a buy it now listing that I just jumped on. And there's a little bit of, you know, it takes a bit of experience to know which buy it now listings are probably a, oh shit. I ran the razor across it. I hope it wasn't across the PSA case. Oh no, you can see, look at that razor line. That's insane. PSA 8 first edition Zapdos, and I think I just sliced the case on it. Ah, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I need to take it out. I need to see. I'm gonna feel like such an idiot. Oh yeah, look at that. Let me get some lighting on this. Can you see the slice line there? Right there, nice box cutter line. So you can check out my next video where we see how effective Plastex is on fixing deep scratches on a PSA case. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That's incredible. Super, super, super cool card, but wow, does that ever sour it a little bit. But like I said, we'll check out the next video. Plastex. We'll see what it can do. And we have, okay, this is part of a bundle here, but I bought a whole lot of these, and these are from Skyridge set. They are the non-hollows. So this is Lady Anne. And Skyridge, if you don't know, is the last WotC set, released in 03. So I never grew up with Skyridge, but they can contain all of the Pokemon you love from Kanto and Johto, so they're the ones I'm most nostalgic for. So I collect all of the WotC sets because I like Kanto and Johto the most. I need to be careful with this thing. Okay, this one's harder for me to screw up at least. So this is swapping gears back to video games. We actually have a VGA 85 Car Battler Joe. And if you're not familiar with the title, if you're thinking what the hell is Car Battler Joe, it's one of the harder to find Game Boy Advance games. It's more of like a collector title, you know what I mean? It's not a big name like Metroid, Mario or anything, but if you go looking for a Car Battler Joe, it's quite hard to find, especially factory sealed. So I was super happy to get one of these close to the price of Raw. So I thought it was good. Super happy. Man. I'm choked about the Zapdos, I'll be honest with you. I'm choked. You know, that just shows the value of grading. At least you get the preservation, right? Card inside perfectly safe. Fuck. I'm being extra careful now when opening. Okay, I think we're back now into Pokemon. So this should be the big Skyridge set. Oh my god. Look at how this was packed. This is crazy. I want you to take a peek. Look at that. That's how you pack PSA cards. Wow. So, let's start with the Usps box. We'll just see what's in here. Ah, factory sealed Extreme G. Let me just get this open for you guys. Here, let me just grab my box cutter. Like I said, now I'm terrified to use it. This just slides out, thankfully. But you can see, factory sealed Extreme G for Nintendo 64. Not that notable of a title, but I am doing a complete in box set for Nintendo 64, so whenever I can buy a sealed game instead of complete in box, I just go for it. And there's a hang tab here on the back, and you can see, so let me get it in picture here, that the hang tab, they're actually super easy to just take off if you want to. And I just prefer to peel mine off. I don't know. That's a personal preference thing. You probably wouldn't be docked any grading points if you didn't take it off, but I prefer them not to have it. Then you get a nice clean back. Do as you please. Set that aside. And I'm just going to take all these out quick. Okay, now we can get into some of these PSA packets here. Just put these into frames so you can see how we're doing. You know, I'm going to go grab a pair of scissors. The box cutter can no longer be trusted. We gave him an inch and it took a mile. Try cutting down the side as well. It's the issue with people who just pack too damn well, you know what I mean? Okay, these are beautiful though. We are getting into the Skyridge collection here, so. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna actually take some time and open all of these, and then we'll just go through the cards. All right, so I've legit been opening these for almost 5 minutes now, and we're almost there. So the lot that I bought was 29 Skyridge Black Star non-holo cards, and it was sitting on eBay. And there was no best offer on it. There was no option to make an offer. And this is where I'm going to teach you something, that even if it doesn't say you can make an offer, you can still reach out and talk to the seller and come to an agreement. You know, obviously it matters how you message them. I always start off by saying something along the lines of, oh, I was looking at your listing and I know it doesn't explicitly state that you're taking offers, but I was interested in the item and, you know, if you're looking to sell them, I could do this much on them. If not, no problem. Thanks for your time. You know, a very courteous message that obviously don't just walk in and lowball them. They aren't taking offers as is, but I think the person wanted, I think they were listed at $1,200 and we negotiated down to $1,050 for them. So I got 29 Skyridge non-holo cards, and they're all Black Star rares, so you get one of these per pack if you don't get a holo card. And it worked out to about 57 Canadian per card, which again comes down to what I was saying about the YuGiOh cards, where how cheap can you realistically get a PSA card? And when you get into Black Star rares, they are still only one card per pack. Now, obviously they don't have the same demand as the holos do, but go find me Skyridge booster packs. You can't. So the amount of these rare cards entering the market is extremely slim. Even if there isn't a high demand to keep them going, you're not going to get a PSA 9 rare from Skyridge. You're just not. At least not for the price I paid. So let's get into them. I'm sure for a lot of you that these artworks might be ones that you've never actually seen before. I absolutely love the e-reader sets. I think they feature some of the most unique artwork in all of Pokemon. So each one of these cards does exist as a holo as well. And as you can assume, the holo cards are a lot more expensive. Well, not BGS. He's still pretty cheap. Where are the BGS fans at? I actually really like Piloswine. As I'm making fun of BGS, I'm actually a huge Piloswine fan, so I can't really talk. And the cards that they did choose to feature for the holos and the rares in this Skyridge set are awesome. There aren't many bad Pokemon in this choice. There's a very iconic Houndoom card. A lot of people love that one. A lot of people just love Houndoom. Another very cool Arcanine. Dugong. Another Johto. That's a Kanto one that I do actually love. Called him Johto. Fortress. Poliwrath. And so yeah, if you ever see a lot sitting on eBay, or even if it's not a lot, if it's just an item, you know, and it's been sitting there for a while, I love Omastar. Make sure you reach out. Just reach out to the seller. The absolute worst thing they can say is no, and then you're exactly where you started. So if you can negotiate yourself a deal, or maybe you can negotiate it all outside of eBay. Absolutely love Steelix as well. If you can negotiate it outside of eBay, you can just say like, hey, if we can do it, you have to be a little bit sly with how you talk. But, you know, if I can do direct payment to you, I can offer you, if we can do direct payment, I can offer you 10% off or something. Because eBay seller fees are close to 14%. That's what I pay anyway. So if someone were to offer me 10% off of a price for direct payment, of course I'm going to take it. Why wouldn't I? It's just a win-win for both the buyer and the seller. Very cool Starmie card too. Very weird card to be featured like that, but I'm glad they did. Alakazam, also insane art on that one. Articuno. Again, just fitting the trend of all of these Skyridge cards that they chose to be the rares are just an awesome collection. Crobat. Moltres. Skyridge Gengar. I know that one's quite valuable as the holo. Magcargo. It's a nice useless Pokemon, right? Umbreon. Again, another one that people love in the holo. And Nidoqueen. And that's my Skyridge Pokemon set. And that's a thing where, again, you know, people complain about new people entering the hobby. Everything gets too expensive. I can't collect what I want to collect. Well, unless the thing that you want to collect is PSA 10 holo rares, like, you don't, no one's entitled to have this stuff. These are all luxury goods. If something you want gets too expensive, you either get a worse condition or you just buy something else. It's that easy. I got all of these non-holos, right? The only thing they don't have is the holographic, but these cards are very awesome, and they cost an absolute fraction of what the holos go for, of the exact same art. So if you're gonna sit there and complain that, you know, Logan Paul ruined the hobby, Pokemon scalpers and resellers are ruining Pokemon, just collect something else. Anyway, another couple more that I unboxed. We have the same Raichu from Skyridge, but this is actually the holo version. So you can see that it does add a little bit of shine to him there. Very cool Raichu card. And we have a Ghost Rare YuGiOh card, Honest. And this one is actually too new for me. I only know Honest by name because it was quite an iconic card, but I didn't actually still collect when this card came out. My younger brothers were collecting it this time, but I got it for a good price, and by buying that and selling that, I can then afford the stuff I do want. Does that make me a grimy, dirty reseller? Maybe, but that's the only way that I can sustain inside of this hobby, and it's the only way a lot of people can sustain in these hobbies. Unless you have, oh, that brings me to another point here. So if you're participating in these hobbies of buying graded stuff, of buying new games, whatever, unless you have endless amounts of cash, you are going to have to buy, sell, and be a part of the ecosystem if you want to continue to participate and continue to build up your pool. And just gotta put these ones down. Looks like we're going back into a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh here. If you want to keep collecting and building, you have to, well, I mean, you don't have to, but you can sit on the sidelines and complain about everything, or you can be more active in the market and use the information that you know to identify opportunity to buy things that are currently undervalued, to flip them back and make yourself some money to buy the things you do want. Because at that point, you have two options. You can either go do more hours at the job you already have, which, you know, maybe you like your job, maybe that's not a big issue. For a lot of people, they don't like the job. So you can either go work your job more hours, or you can put the information you know, your passion, your hobby, you can work within those and you can make money doing that. A lot of people are so afraid of the connotation of not being a true collector, or, you know, participating in ruining the hobby, or, you know, you're a dirty scalping reseller. Well, I see it as, again, just using your knowledge to make some money. You can sit on whatever side of the fence you want on that. We got a few more Yu-Gi-Oh here, and I think a Pokemon? No, we got a few more Yu-Gi-Oh here. Invader of Darkness again. PSA 9 first. I think we already saw this card in the PSA 8 earlier. Imperial Order. The secret rare, opposite of Jinzo. So obviously Jinzo gets all of the love. This one, you know, that's the one you don't want. My god, I'm just a diffusion wave motion collector at this point. I think I have a 7, an 8, and a 9. I can be one of those people who have like the 1 through 10 set of PSA Charizard. And Mask of Restrict. Actually one of my favorite cards. Very, very cool. Okay, I need to move these cards out of the way and we'll keep going. Okay. Got another USPS box here, and this is actually the last thing inside of that big box that we originally started with. So, going back to what I was saying about buying and selling, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm not condoning if someone goes out and just starts lowballing or intentionally misleading people. There are still morals in the selling. There are scumbags who, if you're going and intentionally lying to people or misleading them and then taking their stuff, that's a totally different issue. If you just show up, it's like a grad sale. If you show up to a grad sale and you pay the asking price, are you a dirtbag? Oh, okay, here we go. We're back to video games. Praise be! Back to video game stuff. So I'll just start with the stuff that we can see here. That's easy to access. If you're not a Game Gear person, this is the Shining Force game that was released on Game Gear. It's a pretty hard to find title. Pretty cool. Super happy to get one. The one I have, this thing up here, the hang tab was ripped off. That's pretty common on Game Gear games, unfortunately. We got a Sonic 2. And this is pretty cool that it's not punched up here. So that's neat. And on the back here, there's actually addresses, and this one is Hayward. You can see where my finger's pointing. There are 3 different releases for Sonic 2 on the Game Gear, and Hayward is the first release. So I'm always happy to get a couple of those in. It's what I'm talking about there, right? So using your knowledge to try to identify opportunity, I am buying first print Sonic 2s with Hayward on the back because a lot of people don't know about that yet. But since I'm engaged with the hobby so much and I've spent so much time researching this stuff, I'm buying a lot of them. Anytime I see one for $20, I'll just buy it because I believe there will be a time when these games are worth $100. And I'm not keeping the information private, right? I've made posts about it on Instagram. I've spread it. If you want one, you can go buy one. They aren't in demand, but anytime I just see one passively, I'll grab it. So Sonic Chaos on Game Gear again. And this is another non-Majesco print. Pretty sure it's a first print, but I don't want to say it definitively. I don't know too much about the other variants. I just know it's not the Majesco print. The Majesco Game Gear games are insanely common. So they'll all say assembled in Mexico somewhere on the back if it is the Majesco print. And that's the same with Sonic 2. It also has a Majesco print. So if you're thinking about why is he buying up Sonic 2, it's the most common game on the system, you're not wrong in that variation. So there's so much stuff you can learn and know and use. And if you start using that knowledge and you start applying it and you start taking some risks, and I'm not saying a lot of risk, it just, you have to start engaging in the market, buying and selling. Learn how to use eBay, learn how to use eBay, learn how to sell things, buy things, and be confident in doing it. Now, I think these are just bonuses that were included with something here, because these are just a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh cards without much value. A lot of card sellers will just include little bonuses like that. It's nice. Super nice. I was about to reach for the box cutter to slice right across here, but I'm pretty sure it's a factory sealed game inside, and I don't want to screw up two things in one day. Ruining that Zapdos was more than enough. More than enough punishment for me. Okay, so this one here is actually for my brother. He also sometimes uses the services of our friend in the States. So he needs to get himself a Parasite Eve case and manual, I believe. I believe it's a case and manual only. Yep. So a case and manual for Parasite Eve. Sorry, I'll show you guys this way. So he was able to pick one up in the States for much, much cheaper than he would have paid in Canada. So it's just worthwhile to do. Usually in Canada, if we buy something, the shipping is 20 bucks, and if we're buying from the States, it's going to be the item, then you convert to Canadian, then you pay imports and customs, and then you pay shipping. So you might pay $30, $40 in simply additional fees. And here we go again, another one for him. Bushido Blade, he's collecting all of the Squaresoft games. You're over there. Collecting all the Squaresoft titles on PS1, so this is another one that he can get, complete in box this time. And I'm happy to help, right? If I have this service available to me, doesn't matter to me if he also does it. Why not? Okay, this one's pretty cool, and I'll do a video again, like I said, on how to clean off stickers here. We have one seller actually sold all of these factory sealed games that we're about to see. All came from one seller. I don't even know how he got it inside of this bag with how tight this bag is. This is insane. I don't know how to get it out of here without ripping the bag. I'm just gonna go ahead and rip the bag. Like somehow the seller got it in there. Like I don't know how, but very nice copy of Spirit Tracks here on the DS. Obviously, if you're following the market, you know the DS stuff's heating up. Oh, everything factory sealed is heating up, right? So I'm happy to grab a Zelda title where I can. It was under market value, so I buy. That's kind of the thing, right? I'm hanging out on eBay so much that I will buy almost anything where the margin is worth it. So if it's under market by, here's Fable, Platinum Hits Lost Chapters version. Fable is an absolute one of the best games I've ever played. If you haven't played Fable yet, do yourself a favor and play it. An Xbox masterpiece. So if something is underpriced when I see it listed and I can make maybe 30 bucks after fees and everything, because you have to remember, if you're going to resell on eBay, you have to list the item and then you have to account for the buyer paying shipping on top of your asking price or baking it in, and then you have to pay 14.5% in fees. So say again, we'll go back to the Spirit Tracks. I bought this Spirit Tracks, I think it was $60 US, and I think the average selling price is 100, right? So it's not a huge margin. But I wanted this, so that makes it a bit easier. But let's just say I bought this for 60 and I went to go sell it for 100. Yeah, there we go. My as I'm talking, my thumb is feeling rips on the side here. There's a couple little tears right there. But let's say I went to go sell it for 100, right? And so I'm gonna list it for 85 plus 15 ship. So then when it sells off the 85, I'm going to pay 14% in fees, which is going to equate to something like $12 off the 85. So I'm going to get $73 if I go and post this for 85 plus 15. If I sell it for 100 shipped, I'm going to get about $73. I bought it for 60. So you can see there's no margin there, even when it's $40. So it's one thing to bin hunt on eBay, but you have to make sure that what you're buying, you are fully confident in the margins with it. And that comes with experience, right? You just have to start buying and selling on eBay to learn that what actual price checking means. You'll see people in used groups a lot, and they'll be like, oh, my game's worth X. And they'll be talking, you know, whatever game value now says, or price charts if they use that. But there's so much that actually goes into the sale of it that just because the last one sold for that doesn't mean yours is in the same condition, or that you're going to have the same buyer, or that you're not going to pay more in shipping, or you're even calculating the shipping. Factory sealed PS1 game. I just grabbed a copy of Pocket Fighter. Again, pretty inexpensive game, super cool title. It's a Capcom PS1 game. Super happy to have it. I think it was like 50 bucks, 40 bucks. It was cheap, right? Whatever. I'm happy to have that. Happy to add factory sealed games to the collection. Am I going to keep that one? I'm not sure. I might grade it, and if it grades out high and I can get a good return on it, I might just sell it to put it towards something I want more. Sorry, my hair keeps falling down a bit. It's late at night. If you saw my post on Instagram, you saw that setting up this whole thing took me like probably 4 or 5 hours total. So, and if you have any questions about eBay or you want to know more, just let me know. I've been doing it for 10 years now, and I do it from Canada, so I'm going to have a little bit different perspective than another US seller, but I can probably answer most every question you have. So for this next one's really cool. For me anyway. A lot of people don't care about this title because it's pretty meaningless. But we have Darkstone, factory sealed on PS1. And this is a Diablo clone, just a bad hack and slash basically, but I grew up playing it, so for me it's super nostalgic, and yeah, it's just like a worse Diablo 1. Worse in every way, actually. It might have been better as a PC game, but as a PlayStation port, it's not good. I need to cut into this one here. And by cut, I mean absolutely do not cut. Yep, we got PSA cards, so I made the right choice. Oh, looks like a little bit of YuGiOh again. If you know YuGiOh, then you definitely know Destiny board. Super, super cool card in a 9. Again, right, with cards, I generally just collect 9s. 9s are pretty affordable. And Beast Fangs in an 8. And why an 8? Because I also collect PSA 8. Because 8 is an awesome grade. If you actually have a PSA 8 card and you look at it, they're damn near mint. Like truly, they're near mint. This one is not factory sealed, but a nice complete in box Phantasy Star Online. This one was just a great price. The margins worked on it. I mean, not much to say. It's one of the better GameCube titles, and anytime one comes up cheap, I just grab those up. Myst 3 Exile, factory sealed. I think this was literally $5.99. Just cheap, right? I will buy any factory sealed game at $5.99. You don't have to convince me. And Star Wars NES, not factory sealed, just complete in box. So that is the first box down. My God, was that a long time coming, eh? Just 1 second, and I'm gonna go grab the other box. Get some water in me. We have crossed the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. I honestly didn't know how long this would take. But when you have 3 months of mail, what are you supposed to expect? Okay, last box here. And if you're surprised by how much PSA I'm buying, given that, you know, 2020 saw a lot of that Pokemon and YuGiOh stuff become worth more than it's ever been worth, but from my perspective, I don't have that same connection, you know? When I see some premium PSA 9 cards selling for 80 bucks, 90 bucks, maybe 100, there's so much upside there. With YuGiOh, it's so hard to pull specific ultra rares and secrets that, you know, Pokemon, every box you're guaranteed 12 or whatever, but in YuGiOh, you're guaranteed like 2 a box. So getting any specific card is extremely difficult. So when I see them selling for 100 bucks, sure, you know, that's a great nostalgic piece for me and something that is just as enjoyable as a game. And if you're curious, like, how can I afford to buy all this stuff, right? It's because my collecting will largely go in waves. I will have an accumulation phase, and then I will have, okay, I need to sell stuff and get all my money back. And I am definitely in the case now where I need to sell stuff and get all of my money back. So once I'm done this unboxing, once I'm done cleaning, I'm gonna spend hours upon hours doing eBay listings to try and recoup, you know, some money so I have something. everyone's going to start their collecting and buying, selling from a different point. Because you have to remember, I've been doing this since I was 16. That was in 2010 is when I first started, you know, officially collecting. I was officially buying and selling local. I was going to garage sales. I was collecting. Because I don't count, you know, when people say, oh, I've been collecting my whole life. Well, sure, but when did you officially start actually engaging in the hobby in a different way? When did you start purchasing items to obtain outside of buying them new, you know? There's a difference, like, sure, I collected Pokemon cards when I was young, but I don't count what I happened to hold on to from when I was 9 years old, 6 years old as part of me collecting Pokemon cards. That was just what I did when I was young. Got a couple cards here, one Yu-Gi-Oh! Lord of D, very iconic card, first edition in a 9. And one Pokemon card here. De-evolution spray in an 8. I'm doing a full base set of first edition, and for every card that isn't a holo, I'm going for PSA 8. And that comes back again to, I am not entitled to have better than 8s. I can afford PSA 8s. I think they're great value, again, going back to how much it costs to grade a card versus how much PSA 8s usually sell for. I think that de-evolution spray cost me somewhere around $50, which, you know, a lot of the stuff I think about is, rather than the potential upside of that card, I look at the potential downside. How much lower can that card realistically go? Maybe it could be a $30 card, right? But at some point, someone's going to bite on it, especially with the PSA price increase. You might not even be able to grade a PSA card for under $30 in the future. So to get a PSA graded card, even if it's an 8, for 40, 50 bucks, it's just good value. And you have to start thinking like that if you want to be able to do this buying, selling for a long time to start building up what you do. So again, we got Horn of the Heaven. Ooh, this is a big one again. This is more of the investment side. PSA 10 Horn of the Heaven, first edition. Really cool trap card. Oh, I wish I could get the camera here. Really cool trap card. Beautiful holo on it. Really happy to get that. Dust Tornado. Again, in a 10. Beautiful trap card. Mirror Wall in a 10. Love it. Absolutely love Mirror Wall. Another iconic Yugi card. And Call of the Haunted. I think this first appeared on Duelist Kingdom, used by Bones. Bones against Joey in that duel. Absolutely love it. Really cool holo there if I can capture it. Those are awesome Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Just some iconic ones. And that's the thing, you know. Some items I splurge up, I get the 10. Other items that I want, I get the 9 and 8. It's all about balance when you're doing it. Now sure, you can go for the big money shots, the grail shots, spend up on a single item, but if you're wrong on the single item, it's far easier to be right across 100 items. Now, obviously, like, you limit your upside, but you also greatly limit your downside. Albeit, unless the whole market falls, like, once the Logan Paul hype came and went in November, you saw the whole market take a dip. Oh, I wish these weren't at the very end of the video. But here are some legendary collection PSA 8s. And these are the first ones to feature the reverse holo pattern, and they actually have the fireworks pattern. So that's beautiful. I haven't seen one of these since I was actually a kid. So I'm just gonna unpackage some of these, as I'm sure this is all of the fireworks cards I purchased. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unpack these and we can go through them all. All right, got those open, and we can go through the legendary collection cards we got here. Starting with Kakuna. These are all PSA 8. Again, I was just sitting on eBay refreshing, and I saw a seller posted one PSA 8 legendary card. And he had up a few other ones, so I made an offer on every single one he had up. And I didn't take much off them, right? This is a 9. I didn't ask for much off. I think I took $10 off every card, but if you buy 10 cards, you save $100. Executor in an 8. I absolutely love the fireworks pattern. I used to kind of hate it. I know growing up I always thought it looked fake or dumb, but now that I'm an adult reliving the nostalgia of it, it's just so unique. So cool. Oh yeah, I especially love it on normal monsters or colorless cards, I guess you'd officially call them, but it just pops so much on those cards. Like, look at that. I don't even like Eradicate, but this card is beautiful. Firo, one of my favorite cards for sure. Always had a sweet spot for Firo, don't know why. Graveler, another card. Absolutely love it. Drowsy, I actually hate this artwork of Drowsy, but hey. And Sandslash, another card that I just like. I actually like all of the rock ground cards that are just, or all of the rock ground Pokemon that are actually useless. I really like them. And I also unboxed a few Yu-Gi-Oh here. Pot of Avarice, Ultimate Rare, 9 first. Chain Destruction, you know, only a PSA 8. Again, I often will buy the value card. You know, I can get that for $25. Yeah, I don't want a 9 for 70 or 80. Toon Summon Skull, PSA 9. Right, another example where the PSA 10 was almost $1,000, and I think I got the PSA 9 for $120, $130. And once again, an Aquapolis non-holo Tyranitar in a 10. And this was just sitting on eBay. Nobody wanted it. I think I made an offer to the seller for 75. He was asking 90. It was just sitting there, which those Black Star rares in those expedition sets, they just aren't easy to get. So if I can get a 10 for $70, everybody's way too busy complaining, but there's deals just sitting there. It's all about the perspective you have about the market, you know? If you sit there and say everything's too expensive, everything's overpriced, then yeah, it's gonna be for you. But no matter what happens, I continue to collect, I continue to buy stuff. There's always value out there. It just depends how hard you're looking and where you're looking. Change of Heart. I'm super excited about this one. This actually is one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was about to reach for the box cutter and then I just like froze. Christ. I'll grab the scissors. I'll grab the scissors. Scissors are safe. Safety scissors. There we go. And this is one I'm super excited about here. Let me just give it a couple. Change of Heart. PSA 10 Metal Raiders. Absolutely beautiful Yu-Gi-Oh card. One of the most iconic. To get it in PSA 10 is just, you know, I'm gonna keep this one for a long time. That's just fantastic. Yeah, that's awesome. It's kind of speechless there. Beautiful card. Got one more box to open up, and then I have one bonus package, and then we're finally done. And then I have to spend the next 3 hours cleaning, and that's just like cleaning up. Like I just need to get all of this paper and bubble protectors and organize this stuff and just literally filing paperwork. What do we got in here? I assume it's PSA. Shining Tyranitar and Alakazam. These are big ones too. A couple of big boys stand off. Which is a shame because I'm sure no one's gonna see these ones. But these are the ones that people want to see, you know? I don't get to choose how the unboxing goes. I'll have to do it live next time. Live will just work better because then people can come and go and then you can watch if you want and people can ask questions. We can have a little bit of back and forth. We can discuss our different perceptions about stuff. Look at that. Shining Tyranitar. PSA 9 first. Incredible, incredible card. That shine on the Tyranitar there. Super happy to have this one. It's a card where, again, right, I can't afford the 10, but I'm super happy to grab a 9. People are too upset with what they can have. Or, sorry, I guess they're too upset with what they can't have rather than appreciating the things they could have, you know? It comes into that kind of debate. I can't have the 10, so I'm angry. Well, sure, but you can have the 9, so why aren't you happy? Alakazam, first edition base set in an 8. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful card. I'm just going to grab the box cutter here and we'll put a line right down the middle so it matches the Zapdos. Give me one more second, we have one more package. And like I said, this is just a little bonus one I figure I might as well open. I grabbed it in the mail on the same day. And hell, we're already an hour and a half in, so why not open one more thing, am I right? This is another big one, actually. Another big Yu-Gi-Oh one. One that even, you know, people who don't really like Yu-Gi-Oh, you'll probably know this card. Sucks it's at the end again, but what do you do? There we go. Monster Reborn, first edition, PSA 9. Super iconic Yu-Gi card. Change of Heart, I like more than this, but this is probably my second favorite Magic card in the whole series. That's absolutely incredible. Super happy to own this. And there you have it. If you watch through the whole thing, wow, thanks. So you can see what I buy and where my mind is right now. It's a lot harder to buy factory sealed video games and get good deals on them, but it's a lot easier to find cards right now because when the prices shoot through the roof, there's a thing that happens when prices shoot through the roof that everyone who has them, the tier lower, all want to sell out. So, you know, the people who bought them for $50, $60 really want to sell them when they go to 100 or 150 because that's really good profit. Well, that means there's going to be excess supply on the market as new collectors like me will come and suck those up for $100, $150 because those are still really good prices, honestly, to get some of these really iconic Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then in another, 3 to 5 years, maybe prices will move again and all of these cards that were sold for $100 or $150 will become $300 or $400 or $500. Now that obviously means that all things will rise, all hobbies will continue to grow, which might not happen. That fully is an option as well. But it's a risk I'm willing to take versus doing the very competitive video game market right now where I have to pay a lot of money just to get an entry-level type title. So I'm going to get everything together for one group shot and then we're going to end it. So this is just stupid. But here's the PSA. Here are all of the PSA cards we got in the mail return here. Just 1 second, I'll do a count on a stack. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 14 in this stack. So if we just go across 6 stacks, we end up with 84 PSA cards, which is insane. We can throw on a couple of loose cards. We have a few factory sealed games here. We had Darkstone factory sealed. We had Pocket Fighter factory sealed. Spirit Tracks factory sealed. And then a couple of games from my brother there in Bushido Blade and Parasite Eve. Just 1 second. If we bring back this box, we had Complete in Box Star Wars. Factory sealed Mist. Complete in Box Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Plus. Factory sealed Fable. Factory sealed Extreme G. Factory sealed Lord of the Rings and Lord of the Rings. I need to put them back in here. I'm in out of space. Complete in Box Sonic 2 and Shining Force. Factory sealed Sonic Chaos. Complete in Box Red and Ruby in amazing condition. And last but not least, we have Car Battler Joe and VGA 85. So that's been one hell of an unboxing. If you watched some of it, if you watched all of it, if you jumped to the end, thank you. Thank you for checking it out. And after this now, we will get back to our normal content. And yeah, that's it. Until next time.